my princess and I'll be your toad. I'll follow behind you on Rainbow Road, protect you from red shells wherever we go, I promise. No one will touch us if we pick up a star, and if you spin out, you can ride in my cart. When we slide together, we generate sparks in our wheels and our hearts.
SPEEK GEEK, your weekly video game podcast with Pedro and George and Burnley and Travis, aka 2K. Hey guys, let's speak some geek.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, yeah. I'm gonna start off with a story about my drive home. Actually, I got this stuff on my mind here. So I'm driving home and I'm about to exit Sunset over here by the 57 over there. Is that what it is? Yeah, Sunset Crossing, whatever the hell it's called.
Sunset?
Yeah. So I'm about to exit it. Well, I'm in the lane next to the exit lane, and there's a guy right next to me. And I'm driving. I'm like, oh, crap, I got to exit here. So I click my blinker on. I'm going to get behind him because there's a big old gap. So I'm like, oh, well, traffic's building up. So I start braking quicker, a little faster so I can get behind him. And the dude behind him decides he wants to speed up and not let me in. Oh, that pissed me off so much. I just quickly cut him off, which almost resulted in me rear-ended the guy in front of me because then he stopped. It was a nightmare, and I was very angry.
I'm sorry, Travis.
Great.
I've been wanting to tell people that. I don't know why.
Oh, no, don't worry.
Because I just, what the hell drives someone? I'm sitting here with my blinker on. I got to get over, and this dude decides just to floor it, not let me in there. It's like, you dick. I hate people sometimes. Oh, so that was my little
I'm
tangent.
sorry I had to go through that.
Yes, thank
I
you.
meant the viewers. Not
Wait, people are watching the podcast?
the listeners.
No.
All right, well, I'll start us off today with noise in the background. Skylanders has officially become a $1 billion franchise. Not Take Two. Square Enix. God dang, Activision. Dude, man. Activision has announced they have sold over 100 million Skylanders figurines at $10 a pop. Do the math, people. I don't want to. It's a lot of money. So the franchise is officially worth over $1 billion.
Yummy.
That's insane. That is insane in my opinion because they now have two of the highest grossing franchises.
Yeah, that's true. Call of Duty and
Skylanders now.
Yummy.
Hey, he thought it sounded tasty.
Yes. Very tasty. Activision
So
is just
that just blows my mind. Like that company
that's
shows
the biggest company.
They just show no sign of slowing down, but yet a lot of their games really are mediocre. They're like they just can't get above 8s. It seems. So.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So I just found that crazy that they now have like $2 billion. I mean, what's the other biggest franchise I can honestly think out in the world is Grand Theft Auto. That could probably earn close to that much, if that. And
I can't think of anything either.
I can't think of it. I think that honestly,
Grand Theft Auto, everybody gets it.
Yeah, and especially since it's multi-platform now, like everyone buys that game. So I just find that fascinating. So other thing is, The Last of Us has been delayed till June.
Great.
What?
Any people that were excited for that, which sounds like quite a few of us were here. Yeah, they made the announcement today. It came off of rumors that Best Buy and GameStop had changed the prices on their website to September, actually. So Last of Us was delayed till June. A lot of websites, like I said, GameStop and Best Buy changed their dates, which prompted everyone to kind of start questioning Naughty Dog, what's going on, and they officially announced today. It's only been delayed a month. It was originally supposed to come out in May. They just delayed it to June. Of course, no details were given besides they just want the extra polish, which I really don't know what that means because a month delay isn't that long. They should already be submitting the game for certification through Sony.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what extra polish 1 month can do. I mean, unless they're working like 24/7. I can't imagine what they'd be doing. So I think another big thing is they want to show off the multiplayer because they announced, well, it was leaked that they had multiplayer, and no one has seen or heard anything about it. So I think that they're probably going to start showing that off probably here soon. That's my guess.
So do you think it'll be after E3 or before E3 June?
I think. When is E3 again? Is it the first week?
It's first week of June.
It's after E3.
After E3?
Yeah, because I think it's like the 17th. They delayed it exactly like 4 weeks or 5 weeks, whatever it is. Yeah, that's they're honestly that might make sense. Then they'll probably show a new trailer of it at E3, showcasing something. Be like, here it is, guys. Next week, get ready. I mean, I don't know, just taking a guess. Maybe finally playable on the show floor too. That'd be pretty sweet. So yeah, that was a little fascinating news. Then we have The Last Guardian is still in development.
Oh, but they're developing it.
Yeah,
it's not just dead.
No, yeah, it's still in development.
Okay.
And oh god, the creative director who's been doing all Team Ico stuff, like the visionary behind it, is Fumito Ueda. I don't know. Fumitoueda. It's Fueda Ueda. I don't know. Ueda.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, so he is the creative director. There was a lot of buzz. I think it was last year because he reportedly quit Sony in the development of this game, which then everyone freaked the fuck out because he, is the visionary of the game.
Yeah.
Without him, everyone thought it was done. Like they were just gonna cancel it, get rid of it. But he openly said, "I'm staying on as creative consultant and everything, so I'm still directing the game. I'm just no longer technically an employee of Sony."
Oh, okay.
So he today actually reassured everyone, "Yeah, it's still in development. I'm still working on it. It's still coming." He's like, "But unfortunately, I am not allowed to talk about it." He's like, "Sony is the one who has to release all the statements." He's like, "I'm just telling you, it's still in development," which kind of makes me think they might have moved it to PlayStation 4. Just a guess. Because PlayStation 4 is having the announcement next week, I believe.
Oh,
is the
next
20th?
week.
Maybe a launch title?
It might be, honestly. I mean, I'm sure the graphics probably won't be that much better, but I wouldn't doubt it if they pushed to the PlayStation 4 just to kind of get people to buy that. I mean, because there's a lot of people that love that series, and especially in Japan, I'm sure that probably would move consoles.
When you say series, you mean the
Sorry.
publisher or
The Team
or
Ico
as in
series.
all the games are in the same universe?
They're sort of in the same universe. They're sort of relevant. Ico, and then Shadow of the Colossus. They're all relevant in that they're connected through spiritual means. Like their overlining message is kind of similar throughout, meaning that you're like a child or adolescent, not really a child, but just an adolescent's mind or at heart, working to save a loved one in some way or another. Like whether that be in Shadow of the Colossus, you went to save the woman you loved.
Yeah.
And then being tricked into it,
Mm-hmm.
or in Ico, with you're holding the girl's hand, who you don't realize you actually like her until the end, type of thing. So they were building that with The Last Guardian, where you were to have that connection with the Trico, I think it was called.
That beast thingy.
The bird, rabbit, dog-looking thing, and that was the big thing, was that connection that you have with the character. And how you feel for it, which just more made me feel that they were just going to kill that thing in the end and just rip your heart out, because that just seems like something they would totally do. But that's kind of like the message throughout the games is very similar, and there's a lot of heart. I really think if this game came out, it probably would have been up there with Journey as far as creativity goes, like because Journey has been sweeping the awards right now. It was even nominated for an Emmy for Best Sound. Like it went up against motion pictures, and I think Girl with the Dragon Tattoo won the Emmy that it was nominated for, but to do that is a huge feat. It's the first game in history to do that right now, they're saying. So
Yummy.
So yeah, and you and Yummy. Did you?
He has a new catchphrase.
A new catchphrase, Yummy.
So that was the big thing about The Last Guardian. That actually, I mean, if that game is what it could be phenomenal. So
Last Guardian. You remember, Burnley?
Last Guardian?
Yeah.
If he's gonna have a catchphrase, I'm gonna start having one too.
What's the
Yeah,
catchphrase?
Sounds
Yummy.
Pedro-tastic. Travis-tacular.
Spectacular.
Burnley-rific.
And our final piece of the news: Aliens Colonial Marines sucks. That
Damn.
it is unfortunate and the hard truth. I am sorry, our Yummy George. It is it's official. The Metacritic is at 45 right now, and I think it's actually only gotten lower. I think yesterday.
It was at 55 or something.
Yeah, well, yet today I checked today, and it's like a 43 now. It's dropping even more.
Yeah.
It's hurting.
I had the game. I didn't open it until I see the reviews, and then I want to go trade it back in.
Get your full money back?
Yeah.
Good.
Like, I just figured I'd put the money somewhere else. I was gonna wait for their like highly anticipated Wii U version, and I'll probably get that instead.
It's interesting. A lot of articles now are coming out, from anonymous sources that work at Gearbox, that they're revealing that the development cycle for that game was nothing but a nightmare. I guess they put the game on hold to focus on Borderlands because Gearbox made them sound like they were bigger than they really are.
No, what I read was that Gearbox themselves weren't really working on it so much.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah, so they sort of put the single player on hold. So then they had a few people focus on the multiplayer, which we played at E3, which was fun.
Yes.
That was Gearbox doing it, because what they did was, I guess they handed what they originally started over to a new company called TimeGate. I guess not really new, but kind of just a company source stuff too. Handed it to them. Well, Gearbox didn't really know what was going on with the game for so many years. So while they were kind of focusing on Borderlands, not really paying attention to Colonial Marines, TimeGate went and changed everything, scrapped the maps that Gearbox designed, and just changed a lot of stuff. So when Gearbox finally got a hold of it again after Borderlands was all said and done, they were not very happy with it. And they actually were afraid they had a new Duke Nukem on their hands because they were like, the story makes no sense. The bosses, they're like, everything just isn't working. Like, what did you do to the game? And now apparently, this just came out today, is that Sega was on the verge of creating a lawsuit with Gearbox because Gearbox was going to ask for an extension on loans. Because the game wasn't going to be done. So they just cranked out the game as fast as they could, apparently. So they weren't happy with it, but they didn't want another Duke Nukem. They didn't want...
Isn't it another Duke Nukem?
Pretty much it is.
Then what the hell?
They're ashamed of it. I guess they were all the developers, everyone that works at Gearbox were well aware that it was going to do bad. And they were just like, well, bring on the bad reviews. There was just nothing we could do. So...
God.
Yeah,
that is sad.
It's extremely sad because the multiplayer was fun.
Yeah,
it was really fun. That 4-player co-op where you had to fight with your friends and everything. But yeah, they're just. Have you guys read the reviews at all?
Yeah.
The AI's terrible. I guess people are creating videos online now showing like the AI is so bad that aliens will kill themselves. Like they're like, yeah,
that's awesome.
So like the guy's running down the hall. And he has his monitor. He's like, all right, this is what I want. I wanted to reload this checkpoint. And he's walking. And there's fire, and then alien jumps out and lands in the fire and just starts going in circles and can't figure out how to get out of it, so it just dies. And he's like, all right, well, that was easy. So they're just like, he's just walking around. The AI is having a tough time finding the player then, so it's climbing on the walls. They can't locate the player. And so he's standing in the room watching it, and he's like, see? It can't even attack me. It looks bad. I mean, I don't know if he was on easy. He didn't say difficulty-wise, but...
No wonder. There are a lot of these reviews are saying that the multiplayer is what's best on this game, and that's because everything is controlled by a player.
Yeah.
The aliens are controlled by the players,
they're actually smart.
The Marines. Yeah. So you don't got this stupid ass AI trying to come and get you and killing themselves.
Yeah, it did bad. I mean, that's not all. The reports even go on to say I guess the console versions are the worst. They low resed all the textures almost compared to the PC version. But screen tearing, the fire is very bad. They're like the set pieces that I don't expect even remotely close to what Call of Duty has to offer as far as set pieces. They're like, it's just bad. So it's terrible. That's actually such a sad thing to hear too, because that game
was fun.
Had so much potential, and now I guess it's just
doo-doo butter.
It's a fart in the wind right now.
Fart in the wind.
That'll be my catchphrase.
I like this.
So, that's it for the news. I thought we could have a little topic of the week, though, and that was mainly about Xbox Live, because I posted on Facebook. A lot of you guys commented.
When no one plays Xbox.
Yes, exactly. No. It wasn't that no one plays Xbox. It's that no one's really playing anything on Xbox. So I got on Xbox Live for the first time yesterday, and I said on my Facebook post, I'm on the verge of canceling Gold because I don't see a reason to pay for this. And it's not because it's a bad service. It's just because there's really no one playing online games on my friends list. And I don't. It's I have I'll get online. There'll be 5 people online. 3 are on Netflix. 1's on Hulu. 1's on Call of Duty. Then all right, well, get off. Get on the next day. 2 are on Halo. 1's on Call of Duty. The other people are on Netflix. It's not a bad thing. That's fine. It's just that I don't play Call of Duty or Halo.
Right.
And I would love to play Xbox. I love to play Borderlands. I bought that game on Xbox and love to play online, but I want to play with friends. I don't want to play with random people.
All you have to do is text me and we'll play with you.
Now that I have your... You have Borderlands too?
Mm-hmm.
You have level 50?
Yeah, I do.
Nice. All right, we'll have to do that. I'm working on a Gunzerka though.
See, there you go.
See, why don't you tell me that in the comments?
Hmm?
Why don't you tell me that?
I said add me. I
So-
thought that was more than enough.
Yes, right. And I gotta add Dwayne too. But I just like I said, coming down to it, I don't know what you guys think. Like, do you think paying for a service like that is really worth it nowadays? I mean, you got the Wii U, which is now free.
I pay like what $34.99 or $40 tops for Xbox Live. Actually, I don't even pay. Every year it's a birthday present for me.
Oh, nice. I usually do the Amazon cards because they're like $45, $50.
Yeah, same with me.
Like
$45-$50.
No. Well, last time I bought it, I got it for 30.
Oh, nice. Good deal.
$50 for a year.
So
I must be shopping at the wrong time because usually when I'm online, I mean it's cheaper than the 60, but that's
Yeah, you
usually
just have to
the-
watch for gold box deals.
Yeah, kind of. I'm usually not on that. I'll have to
okay.
check that out more. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Like I said, the PlayStation Network's free, and I guarantee that'll remain free. And the Wii U is now online, and that's free as well. PC's free. I don't know. Do you guys think the whole pay to play online is going to continue for Xbox Live? I don't know. Because also, yet again, comments.
Depends on PlayStation's next move.
Yeah.
That it really all depends on that. Because then if they do improve it a lot and they remain free, but again, then they might be all like, oh, like you have your free stuff, but then like if you want to unlock
Premium,
like
maybe
all this
plus.
yeah.
I stick to it. I think Sony, unfortunately, will probably stranglehold the network. I think it'll be free online, and you can just chat with like regular. You just hook up a mic like it is now. But if you want
team chat, and all
yeah,
that
like
stuff.
if you want cross game chat or you want party chat, like whatever like chat kind of function, they're probably gonna be like, you need to be a gold member to do that. Unfortunately. Because it's just they want to try and rope in gold members, but if not, they're like you're more than welcome just to play the game.
That's my
online.
point. They'll do that. So maybe it'll, at most, I think Xbox will maybe lower their price on Xbox Live, but I doubt it. I don't think
maybe.
they'll lower it.
I think you're right. I think if they can do it, it just would be interesting because Sony's offering so many free games. So if they do something like that where they stranglehold the network, where they make you, if you want party chat, you have to be a Gold Plus member. You're getting that, but on top of that, you're getting all those free games still every month. I can't.
Xbox will do something. They'll respond to it. Don't worry. They'll respond to it, but I just don't know how.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't have anything to say about it.
You're a PlayStation player, in here, sure, right now.
What do you have?
You're a PlayStation player.
Nah, I play both, but mostly PC.
PC.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot more of that DCUO. You guys playing that DC Universe Online?
No.
Oh my god, that game!
No.
That game's fun. I don't know what it is, so I jumped back into that game, and I'm actually enjoying it. I'm like level 8.
I played that twice at E3, and after the second time when I played it, that I saw no improvement, I was like, this game's gonna be mediocre at best. And I was right.
It is. It's mediocre, but since it's free to play, it's just fun as shit to run around.
Well, Terra is now free to play.
Is it?
Have you tried that out? Yeah.
I thought it was you had to pay for the game still.
No. They moved over a month or so ago, I believe.
I'll try that. I'm really excited. I want the Secret World to go free to play. That game seems so interesting. Did you play it?
The Secret World is one of those games that I was looking forward to for a long time, but then it just doesn't come out. So I stopped caring about it.
It came out.
No, it did.
Oh.
It did, but they showed it 5 years ago, I believe. 3 to 5 years ago.
Okay.
That's when they first popped it out at E3.
Okay.
And yeah, I was super down. I had signed up for all the emails, and you have all the your this faction or dragon faction or something lame. And no, I just kind of.
I mean, I would
Is
like.
it any good?
I've never played it. I want to try it.
played
That's what I'm
it?
saying. But it's still you have to purchase the base game, and then it's free.
What's a game idea that has yet to be made and you would like to see it made into a game?
A game.
But you and you can't say a Pokemon MMO because everyone wants that.
You know, for me, one that I have that I know would probably make gangbusters of money is an online persistent RTS type of game. So pretty much, this is the design. This is trademarked by me, taken by me. No one else take this idea, or else it will come see your ass. It's an online RTS. I'm not a big RTS fan, but I think this would be huge. What it is it would be free to play, and so you go to one giant mega server, and you kind of pick an area to start your thing. So then you start with so many troops or so many things, and you start building your kingdom or your empire. on this one. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really narrowed it down if it's continent or if it's space.
Right.
So you would start there and you would build a kingdom and all that. And then if you logged off, it would stay there and it would stay going. So you would have to make sure you set your workers to do something, so that way you have reason to come back. But also while you're gone, you have the chance that you can be attacked by other online people. So it's always online. Now the way that this works is it's connected to your iPhone or your Android. So you would get a notice on your phone that would be like, "Hey, Burnley, you're getting attacked." So then what you would do is you would then launch the app through this, and now since we're all connected to the internet, you would have to quickly make your choices. You could have like an app where we would do real money purchases, so you can pay like $1, or you could save up your gold from the game or some special commodity, and you could purchase like white flag, like no, peace for the time being. You can't, so no one can attack you then for like 8 hours until you're home, or you could set something up to defensive, or you could just all manage through your app so you're away from the game, but it's always persistent, always going, and you don't know what's going on. But it also drives you to want to come back and continue to build your castle and build up their empire, and then also you can invite people to join you to expand land and make the same thing. But it's an RTS style game. So like I said, I know there are online RTSs, but nothing like this. Like this is like an MMO, but it's persistent. So when you leave, it stays going. And I say one giant mega server, but I'm sure this has to be done over multiple servers, because I'm sure eventually it would reach its cap. So, but you would just like start in so far corners, you don't know who's there, like what server you're kind of doing, and you would just have to discover everything, either by just expanding your empire. But like I said, then you can just get fucked and you can get destroyed while you're away. And if that happens, what the way it would work is you would save your stuff, your money, and all your commodities, and you'd be given the option to just rebuild again, and it would put you somewhere else that's free of land, and then you could rebuild there, or you could join someone else. But like, there would be ways kinks to work out, of course. But that's an idea I don't think has really been done yet, and I would love to do that, but that would take years. That would probably have to be like a Blizzard timeline of game design where it's taken over 15 years to make, because.
Have you ever tinkered with any ideas?
What's a original game design?
He has a lot of ideas in his mind.
He's like, I don't want to give them away. I'm trying to be a game.
Like, are we talking about more like mechanics or
No,
just
just
anything?
Whatever.
Just
a game
an original
that you
design.
haven't even seen. It
Yeah.
could even incorporate things from other games.
Yeah, just an original design. Like, do you want to do like a Uncharted or Grand Theft Auto or Gears of War? I don't know, Halo game. Like, what's just an original design that you've been thinking, or not even really original, just a design?
Well,
just something you wanted to see yourself.
Okay, well, I'm like lately I've been interested in the the crossing between like physical and virtual play.
Okay.
So like
Matrix.
I was watching. Sure. No, I was thinking of like, have you ever heard of Ingress? No.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Google just made this game like where people are like you're part of like one of two factions or whatever, and you go to like places with like Google Maps or whatever. You look them up on there. It tells you like, oh, go here and go. It's like capture the flag kind of thing, except you just kind of like stand there. And it's kind of dumb or whatever. Like that's really dumb. But it like the whole point is that like you're interfacing with your phone in order to get your points or increase your standing in the game or whatever, and to play this game. Well, I wanted to see at what point, like, how far we can push it for other types of like mobile games. Like, we all have like little computers in our pockets. Why can't? Well, okay, most of us, right? But like, what kind of sports can we do? Like, even though video games like in themselves like. That's like a subset of people who will play, like especially sit down and play for an hour or 2 hours, like a video game. People will go and sit, like there are millions more people who will go and sit in front of the TV and watch a sport or go outside and play a sport. And so we should be able to meld those two things. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know.
That actually,
that's the idea I've been playing around. I kind of want to see like some kind of like AR thing.
I kind of think I get what you're saying. You're saying kind of like maybe like a more real time fantasy football, like so like if you're watching football, but at the same time you're watching your fantasy football, you're somehow connected to the game at the exact same time.
No. More so something that's more physical. Like we should be able to like get up and play something. We should like we used to play a game like a assassination at our high school or whatever, where it's like, it's pretty much tag.
I can't remember that. I kind of remember that. What did we do?
What was assassination?
Yeah. What did we do?
You split off into multiple teams. Sometimes it was 2. Other times it was like split into teams of 2. Like 2 big teams or teams of 2. Okay.
I get it.
All right. And basically it would be like, oh, go and find the other people. So sneak around or whatever. And once you find them, knock them on the ground and keep them on the ground for like 10 seconds or something like that.
Violent.
No, it's pretty violent. I got kicked in the face.
Sounds saying violent. Damn.
Sounds fun.
But no, yeah, it was a lot of fun. And like those are certain things that you'll always be talking about. Like I can only talk so much about my kill streak in Halo, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's not a game that you can just like, I can't go and say like, hey, like if there's like a little kid in the street, he may not even know what Halo is.
Run at him full speed.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Like, like he can't
drop kick him.
He's got to have a machine to play. He has to have an Xbox to play Halo. He has to have Halo, and he has to have spent time with it to understand what it is. Whereas like there are tons of games that we can teach people to play on the spot. Assassination, all it took was you sitting there with us for 10 minutes, and you figure out like, oh, this is what we do. It's tag, except we're gonna get hurt.
Interesting.
So a game that I want to see,
Something
off the
that
top of
gets
my
you
head,
more out there essentially.
We're out there. That's the types of those are the types of games I want to see. But really, what I really, really, really want to see is a sniping MMO.
A sniping MMO.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool.
That would be.
Wasn't there one that was trying to be ambitious and then they just scaled it down into a FPS? Wasn't it actually called Sniper Operation?
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, Sniper V2 or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. No, like I wanted to see like a sniping MMO where it's like you have just like typically you have a character or whatever and you like do like different duels and stuff like that.
Could you imagine an MMO or like just an MMO PvP 4 versus 4 snipers, and all it is you look and it's just like a valley of trees and hills.
It'd be fun.
And you just sit there with your sniper and you just gotta look around. Like that's the whole match. You die once. Like that's you get one life.
Yeah.
10-minute match. You just sit in your spot and you don't move. You just sit there and you wait for someone to move. Or you see the reflection.
Well, if everybody's
in the sun.
sitting, how are you ever gonna?
You look for the reflection in the sun because the sun will be constantly moving. So you wait for someone to make that right move as the sun crosses the lens. You're like,
People from like who makes Crytek?
Crytek.
They should consider something like that. Just have a very beautiful, lush environment, and just have, like you said, like a 10-minute timer. You're in there. So obviously, in the beginning, people are just gonna run.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
A tree
It's like
something.
you start in the center of the map. It was what it would generally be, and then it's like you got 20 seconds, go, and you take off. You can climb the trees, and you can sit in a tree somewhere, and you just sit in a spot, and that's the whole point of the game is patience.
I think they should randomize how it should how the world looks so people don't know. It's like usual spot.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. It wouldn't be the same map, and then so then you run.
No, I mean I'm thinking literally because if they have like a set of obviously it won't be the same map each time. But what I'm thinking is like eventually if they have like even if they have 20 maps, you know what I mean? They'll be all like, oh, it's this map. Eventually it'll be like, oh, it's this map. This is the usual spot.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
No, we completely shifted Burnley's idea here to this. It's too funny.
No.
This is
It sounds good.
Think about it this way: it could be a game where like there's only one person that's a sniper at all times, and then you it's a team of 4. So 3 people are your assistants, and then there's a sniper, and you have to all work together to get your sniper to win the match. Like one of them maybe can place cameras around the area, and he controls those cameras for the 10-minute period. Another one can maybe pick up heartbeats in a general area, and then the other one maybe, I don't know, like can shoot a flare or something, to get your guy to escape, but you only have like 1 or 2 of them. So you just have these 4 teams, which would be 16 people in total, and then you just, why don't we make this game? This sounds really fun.
That sounds like super fun. This would be like one of the...
So, let's see. You guys like MMOs?
No, it's not that we don't like it. I think that's...
No. I
think
didn't
that's the
say
future.
that. No,
I think that's the future.
No, MMOs, okay. Well, I mean, I'm just saying that you guys are giving ideas and stuff like that, and I'm hearing a lot of MMOs and RTS and stuff like that.
The reason why is like I said, I think MMOs are the future. A world where you're connected that's what drives people. Like single player games, as you can tell, aren't big sellers anymore. I mean, they can do big numbers. Like, what was the last single player only game that did big numbers that you can think of?
Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Skyward Sword, probably.
All right. Well, yeah. So, but other than that, all the other games that have been number 1 or been the top spots have been multiplayer centric games. So, we're going into a world where people want to be connected, whether that's with friends or just random people. So
to teabag them.
Yeah,
okay.
but like, yeah, multiplayer is incredibly like appealing, and that's why you get any kid off the street that knows about video games. One of the first things that they'll tell you about is that they want to make an MMO. You know? Like, yeah, no, you haven't heard that? You haven't seen, like...
I don't know where he's hanging around.
All
the kids I'm hanging around with, they want to play Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, it's really? Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty are usually the easiest
anytime,
way.
like, whenever I've asked, like, someone, it's like, oh, and they know what an MMO is, they'd be wanting to make something like that.
It's usually because they're so addicted to the MMOs, honestly.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, but that's the thing. An MMO is so addictive for, just a couple of reasons. Is that one is, like... There's a whole world of stuff for you to go and find out and do, and you always have friends around. And like if you put in the effort, like you always have friends in an MMO, even if it's not people that you particularly know on like a person-to-person basis. So I mean, yeah, I think you're right. Like everybody wants to be connected. Everybody wants to be able to always be there.
Think of when we were little. We're just running around with sticks going, I'm the monster and you're this guy. And now you can actually translate that to a screen. And you could be talking to your friend the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's... Not everyone... I mean, some people do enjoy that single-player centric, which probably opens up a whole other bag of conversation I probably can start. Yeah, everyone wants to be connected. That's the bottom line.
Well,
even my girlfriend's little sister, she doesn't really play games alone anymore. So she plays Call of Duty, Minecraft, Halo, but she doesn't play the single player. Like I think
your girlfriend?
My girlfriend's little sister.
Oh, okay.
Like I think she got Blops 2, Black Ops 2. And I asked her how the single player was because I usually don't care about multiplayer because it's the same. And she had it for like 3 months, and she told me she never touched a single player.
Really?
That's what I said. That's what I do too. And I was like, really? I said the exact same. I was like, you have not played. She's like, no. She's like, I don't play single player. She's like, or not even. I don't play single player. She's like, I just play with my friends. Like, whenever I get on Xbox, we all jump in a match.
I mean, I have to say that with Call of Duty, I've only touched one of the campaigns.
Really? Which one?
The Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, really? I only touched the campaign. I put it on veteran and I beat the game, and then I never.
I've only touched that. I didn't even beat it. I'm the one that buys the game to pretty much play online.
You're one of those assholes.
I'm one of those assholes. Well, I was saying, all you guys are choosing like these MMOs. Okay, I could see that they're the future and stuff like that. I'm thinking when I was smaller, I was so into like Smash Brothers, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously.
Oh, you're digging the All-Stars, I take it, right?
Huh?
Digging that All-Stars game?
Am I digging the All-Stars game? I mean, it's fun, but it's nowhere near fucking Smash Brothers.
I'm giving you a hard time,
man. Yeah. But I was so into Melee back then in the GameCube days that I wanted to see something a little more violent, right?
What?
I wanted to see something a little more violent, and what I was thinking was that to have some sort of brawler or some sort of fighter that had like horror movie icons. Just something as violent as them, and then have them like fight off. I thought it would be perfect for something like as a brawler, like something like similar to Melee and stuff like that. I was so into the idea that I even started typing up kind of my first design doc, right?
And like Freddy killed Jason with the machete.
I was not that fucking young, dog. Damn. Fuck. Anyways, I started like doing like the background background like abilities and stuff like that, and
oh, nice.
I just started typing it up. Eventually I just like, oh, this is so much work, and then I'm like, I'm gonna go play Melee, and then I just kind of started just continuing with Melee. Yeah. But I've always wanted to see that, and when Freddy Krueger came out in Mortal Kombat, I'm just like, maybe one day, I get hopes up and stuff like that, because Freddy was very fun to use in Mortal Kombat. It was really cool. He was really cool.
The biggest bug in that game that I hated was the one when if you were like the mini ones or the big ones, every time if you won as Freddy, he would stick his claws in the ground, and the claws would be like way above where the screen level is, and it would just be claws floating. Sorry, it's just a minor pet peeve.
I think your idea would here, I see two scenarios. One where it would be wildly successful, and one where it would crash and burn. Because think about it this way: the game that you have in your head that you're saying is going to be all violent and stuff, and I'm assuming they have finishing moves like fatalities and stuff.
Either that or like the smash balls, how they do it. That's fine.
Think of how that's gonna look on the screen. Like, okay, one, they're not gonna put this game on the floor on Best Buy. So this is just gonna be all YouTube's or game trailers.
But then Mortal Kombat wasn't either. Mortal Kombat did so well. You know what I mean?
Mortal Kombat was ahead of its time, though.
But I think
I meant this new one. I meant this new one. They didn't put that out on Best Buy.
But it had Mortal Kombat name.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
But see how look how NetherRealm is making Injustice, right? There's all these DC characters, stuff like that. They're working. Like, who owns them? Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers has a lot of the rights to a lot of these, like, horror movie icons and stuff like that. I'm just saying that it would work. Given the right marketing and stuff like that, it really worked.
Not only that, but like you said, it comes on to brand recognition. So DC, the Injustice works because it's DC characters. You got people like Pedro who enjoy DC. So if they enjoy fighting games, it's the perfect match, which I think he does. So he'll probably pick up Injustice. And then it's like a game like yours could work if you have all those characters. I mean, like, it would be the ultimate mashup.
It's just something that I've always wanted to see.
Ultimate horror movie mashup.
Yeah, it's just something that I wanted to see. Honestly,
Okay.
That's something that I guess my favorite genre is something is pretty much fighting because it's just so competitive. It's something that we could just yell at each other the entire day. How many times have we gone to like Pedro's house and played like Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom and just yelled at each other?
Jeez.
And played Melee. Oh, he can't beat me anymore. That's why. But it goes crazy. But yeah, it's just I'd really always wanted to see something like that. So that's the game I want them to create.
Okay.
You know. But yeah, that's my idea. Oh, que la chingada.
Yeah.
This week in video game history with your host Peter Green. February 10, 1997, Mario Kart 64 is released.
Oh, keep going. Do it.
February 10, 2003, Mad Captain Fire International responds to a suit filed against him by Pelican. All three companies manufacture off-brand gaming accessories, and they all play like shit. February 11, 1990, James Buster Douglas KOs Mike Tyson. This monumental defeat granted him his very own game on Sega Genesis called Buster Douglas Knockout Boxing. February 12, 1990, Nintendo releases the NES game Super Mario Bros. 3 in North America. February 14, 1968, that's apparently Tomb Raider heroine Lara Croft's birthday. Hooray! February 15, 2005, G5 dropped Tech TV from their name, ushering the final wave of changes of this monumental merger. And February 16, 2001, Final Fantasy IX is released. Hooray! This is Peter Green. Billy.
This is beautiful. It's done.
Just stop it.
I said we better keep all that there. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Nothing but blooper
I
reels.
would have made it if Burnley didn't start laughing. I could have kept going.
Oh shit.
Okay.
All right. No, the biggest one I think, in my opinion, is that Final Fantasy. It was Final Fantasy 9, right? Mm-hmm. And that game, in my opinion, is my third favorite on the list out of the PlayStation one, because I didn't really like the story too much. The game, the gameplay, everything about it was very good, but I didn't like the whole that they're like alien things and they were sent to Earth to kind of destroy it or take over it.
Oh, like
I didn't
Terra
stuff. I didn't really like that.
No, but what about the rest of it? Like, Final Fantasy IX is like has a special place in my heart. It was the first game that I actually like pulled all my money together to buy.
Oh, like I said, it was a great game. It was Hironobu Sakaguchi. His game. Like he said, this is the game
Yeah,
I've
that's the
always
swan
wanted
song
to.
of
Yes,
Final
he's like, this is
Fantasy,
my
yeah.
game. He's like, this is the game I've been trying to make since the beginning. So it's good in that sense. But for me, like I said, it was just a story. My favorite story is the one that people didn't like, which is 8, or enjoy as much as 8.
Oh, Burnley. I know Burnley hates 8.
I love 8.
I know he hates 8.
Talking about they're cringing over it. I think that's the
Yeah,
sign of love,
look at
right?
him.
That's,
I know he hates
Oh,
8. He's
no.
always told me, he's all like,
that's
8.
the sign of love.
8 was like, I thought there were some cool parts of 8.
Story. I'm talking about the story.
Oh, about the story?
Yeah. Like that's why. Like I enjoyed 8. Like the draw system is junk. Yeah. I thought
The
that.
story was nothing, man. There's no story.
I know. I like the intertwining timeline too. Was
I like Laguna.
like
I
so
like
you're playing the
Laguna.
game and you go to the dream world and you're like, what the hell's happening? And then you meet Laguna, and then in the end it's revealed that that's his dad, and in the end it's all connected. They were all connected the whole time.
I mean, like, yeah, I don't
Don't
know.
admit it. You enjoyed it.
No, not
I
not
don't
as
think-
much.
No, he
like,
did not enjoy it.
not as much,
I don't-
man.
I just like the whole like that sense. So then you go and you see Renoa's father and meet her parents, and then you go and you find out that her mom was actually like Laguna's girlfriend. He wanted to be with her, but he chose to go to war instead of be with her, and then he couldn't face himself to see her again, so he runs to the country where then he meets Squall's mom, and I don't know. That whole backstory was so good, and then the somewhat love triangle between Renoa, Squall, and Cypher was also good, even though I really hate the whole stupid, arrogant, dumb protagonists. Like Squall and Cloud are just the biggest dicks out there, man. I can't stand like they're like, I can't do this. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I liked 8 because it would surprise you all the time, or at least it was trying to. Like, when what's his name? Squall.
Yeah.
That's how much I care about this game.
Yeah, right.
Squall, like when Squall got stabbed with that monster
Oh, yeah.
icicle and this too or whatever.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
we
my
already
bad.
spoiled the
I'm
game.
kidding. I'm kidding. I just had to say it every episode.
No, it's like that was pretty awesome. It was like, what the heck? Where'd this come from? But
Another
I don't
thing.
know. Like,
another
I
thing.
just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
There was some really funny parts about that game. Like, especially anytime Laguna, like that stupid dinosaur thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like on the mountain.
They had. Oh yeah, when they're filming the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were some really cool parts about it. But overall,
I like the soundtrack to that too. I think that was one of the better soundtracks.
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to give it to you, man.
The best, the thing in my opinion, which really sold me on the game was, not sold me actually. So let me take that back. The thing that I hated, now that I think about it, was the weapon creation. Because I love RPGs to go to a store and buy a new weapon, and then in 8 you had to find the stupid magazines laying around to learn the new weapon, which then you had to go to the dealer to craft it. But then when you went to craft it, you needed materials that were found from different monsters across the frickin' planet. So you then had to take your ship, fly the hell around, find these monsters in random battles, to then go back and craft the weapon, which at that point probably is no longer that good anymore. I hated that about the game. That was my biggest gripe. So, and then another thing was the Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. Mario Kart 64, probably my most favorite Mario Kart.
Really?
That
I
one-
honestly think that's the worst one out
Really?
of everything.
The
Love-
first one
I love
is
the
the
first
first one is was so it was
No, I
so
do.
difficult.
Wait, on the Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
That one is actually a great one. The one I didn't like was Double Dash. I thought Double Dash.
What?
What? Double Dash is
was
awesome,
amazing.
dude.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
not gonna agree on this at all.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is-
It's just
You can see my Nintendo love right there.
Well, it's just the reason I chose 64 a lot more. Cheese. I chose 64 is just because I guess the nostalgia.
Nostalgia?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I played like till this day. Betsy still beats me at that game. My sister Betsy still beats me at that
What?
game. She owns me. She owns me.
64 was Mario Kart 64 was phenomenal, mainly because after I beat the game, I just loved. I wanted to explore those levels, but in the end, there was really nothing to explore because if you leave the course, you would just.
I know. I
right back,
went around trying to find like
Shortcuts.
shortcuts
Yeah.
all the time and stuff like that. So I'd go to the time trial and just be like, all right here and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
It was
Yeah.
it was a good game, and then I liked the Super Nintendo one, but yeah, I
The
didn't
Double
I
Dash
didn't
was
like Double
so
Dash.
good.
Yeah,
it was
Double
so
Dash.
good.
Didn't like it.
Double Dash was. Oh
I like
my
the
God.
Wii one. The Wii
The Wii one was good too. I think I like Double Dash a little more though. Because you got the person that drives better and then drives better in front, and then the one that can
Watching
just
your back,
aim like a motherfucker is in the back.
I did like how you could finally. I did like how you could finally swap vehicles, so it could be like Mario in like a Bowser vehicle or some shit like that.
Not that big.
Was it that big?
No.
Because
But they had those big. They had like the big characters had like their big vehicles that you could switch between.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got your middle characters, like the middle class would be like Peach, Mario, Luigi.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have your small characters that are like Toad
and
Baby Mario. And then they had their small ones. You can't go between them.
Yeah.
You know, so you're in your class. You had your, in between your class.
It was a really
which
fun game.
the big guys had the top speed, but like ass acceleration. While as it's the opposite on the other side. Ass acceleration.
What else came out this week?
Mario.
Mario 3.
Mario 3, baby.
Man, that
Mario
game
3.
was better than 2.
There's a lot of things better than 2.
Man,
AKA Doki Doki Panic.
I like 2.
2 was the.
I'm not saying it wasn't.
2 was the one with
good.
2 was the one with the female Yoshi. What is it again?
Birdo.
Yeah. Where they didn't know it said it was a man, but it also shot eggs, thinking it was a girl.
Yeah.
Man, 3 was a great game. I loved it because of all the secrets. That game had so many secrets. From the the whistle or the flute.
Yeah,
I think it was the flute.
The flute.
That you could find in the first or the second or third level.
You find them a lot of places.
Yeah, you could just like beat the game, and I think literally less than an hour, probably, if you could find the right flutes and get to the right.
All you needed was 2 to end up in the eighth world.
Yeah.
Was it
All
just
you
2? I
needed
thought it was 3.
Flutes. 2 flutes.
2 flutes.
No.
2 flutes.
Yeah,
It
see.
takes you straight to 8.
That game was fun. That game was a very good game.
I think that one was my favorite Mario.
What else?
The third one is my
The
favorite.
third one? I honestly, I want to say I enjoyed 64. No, actually, I take that back. Super Mario World on Super Nintendo was without a doubt. Without a doubt. That one's just. It's
really.
It's balanced. It does everything right. It's long. It's co-op, or not really co-op. 2 players. Then you have the hard world.
Did we always have 2 players since the beginning?
No.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you did actually. That's
Yes.
right. Sorry. The 2 players was more fun. Then you had Star World. Then you had Star World, and then you had the hard version of the game.
Yeah.
Like I remember back when you and I were in school still, college there. They a lot of the guys would play that on the Wii, and they would like have speed contests to see who could beat it the fast. So they quickly get to Star
Weren't we
World.
supposed to have a speed contest for Super Mario World 3?
Probably.
Remember? You're like, I want to do it.
I don't remember, but I'm still down to beat you.
I say we could do it, but I just remember like they were doing it, so they try and beat it so quickly because the Star World ones were hard, and then you also had when it went to the hard version of the game, those ones were even harder. Like, that game was great.
It was a great game. It was a great game. I think I love the weapons in the third one a lot more, and that's why it gets
Karibo shoe.
Yeah, I love the shoe. I love getting even though it's not that good. I love getting the fruit.
Man, I'm
the frog.
I'm so glad they got rid of the Tanuki suit because I'm for PETA, and I think that was abusive.
Shut up.
What else came out on these dates?
Well, in 2003, Mad Cats and Pelican
sued
each other, which both have terrible.
I'll say, is Pelican even around?
I have no idea.
Are they? Because I know Mad Cats is not like the big ones. They actually, from what I don't buy their stuff because I think it's crappy and cheap. But
everyone seems to have one just in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, take this one. It's the good controller. I swear, it's all on fire.
Didn't Pelican make those like really awesome wireless GameCube controllers though?
No, Nintendo made Waybird.
Yeah, Nintendo had the Waybirds.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Pelican.
Pelican did not make the Waybirds.
No. Oh, they didn't have a wireless one?
No.
Well, they might have.
But it was.
I'm sure it wasn't better than the Waybird.
Nintendo did the Waybird.
Waybird was just brilliant. Won many tournaments.
Yeah, man. Mad Cats though, like you said, those are. But then again, you can go out, or you can be the dick and have the GameStop controller, which is just garbage.
Those are worse. I used to get those traded in at Play and Trade all the time, and even though they were in good condition, I'd mark them down as low as possible, just so I don't want to have them in my store.
They were terrible. Those controllers are terrible. I can't. Man, I feel it was funny. Tangent real quick about GameStop. They did a survey, of course, to their customers, and they were all toting how they're like 60% of people said they wouldn't buy the next generation if it wasn't backwards compatible, and I thought to myself, really, you're surveying people who shop at GameStop and buy used games. Of course, they're gonna be for you. Anyways, go on. What else came out now?
Well, we got that G4 drop Tech TV from their name.
Oh, man, that was actually a sad day because I enjoy Tech TV because that was when they had the screensavers. They had all the tech shows.
Before it was just 8 hours of
X-Play.
Yeah, before it was 8 hours of content. Well,
That's
it was actually called Extended Play.
Extended Play, yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And actually
Leo
really...
Laporte was on everything.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep. I like Adam Sessler, too. I think
No, I love Adam
he is a great... I watch his...
For Adam Sessler.
I watch his YouTube videos, man. He's very smart. And he's very interesting.
Dreamy.
He knows so much about the game industry. No, like just from a journalist standpoint, he knows so much, and he's very good. But that was sad because then G4, that network sucked. The only good thing about that network was X-Play.
No. Were you there from the beginning, man?
From G4?
Yeah. I mean, they only had like 4 shows. It was like they had Cheat.
Oh, Cheaters.
Cheat.
No, Cheat.
No, not
Oh,
Cheat.
no.
No, not Cheaters.
Oh, you're talking about the
Cheat.
game shows.
Yeah,
That's
G4.
right. Remember Players or Playas?
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that one? That was the one where they went and tell the rap stars and they'd be like, "Yo, I game on my PlayStation 3. Share my controller."
Wait, this is on G4?
Yeah, it's G4.
When?
This was around the time when they still had those. They had Cheat. They had what was the survey show where it was like where they counted down like, Filter, and then they also had they had what else they had? I remember they tried to revive Filter and that one tanked quickly. But yeah, no, it was Players. They went and they would go to like famous people's houses and they'd be like, "This is where my gaming setup is on my 70-inch television."
Really?
And
Okay. Well,
and then they'd be like, "I'm playing a game."
I just remember
terrible.
Cheat, Filter. What was that one? All they did was show cinematics.
That's dope. What was that?
I forget what it was.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and Icons, which is probably the best thing ever.
Icons was the computer one, wasn't it?
No, Icons was they just profiled tons of different people in the game industry, or like big
that's
stories.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
Or like when Half-Life 2 is
Gabe
like
Newell.
leaked or whatever. Yeah, and like
I've seen that one.
when Gabe
Yeah,
will
you seen
actually
that one?
talk to the media.
yeah.
That guy hates talking to the media now. He can't stand it. That's why he's like a hermit.
Oh, I know. I've seen him. I mean, he was just at he was doing a talk at where
No, like to the media, like when he was on Spike, like they had the Spike Awards. And
Oh,
they were
yeah,
they were
no,
interviewing him
he doesn't like
backstage,
that,
and
no.
she's like, "So Gabe, what can you tell us about winning the award? How does that make you feel working on Half-Life 2 and all that?" And she holds the mic in front of him. He's just like, and she's like, "Oh," and then the guy next to him starts talking, so she pulls it back. And he just had a dirty look of, "I'm not talking to you, back the fuck off." He's like gonna eat her. He's like, "Yeah."
Yo, yummy, perfect, yummy.
So
Nom, 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 nom.
yeah,
I like
but,
today's episode.
well,
it's just so all
It's
over the
so
place.
loose. They were
So-
just like,
you know what else it is?
this is good.
Ah, what?
Wait, what?
I'm not gonna go there.
No, and then you guys can officially say goodbye to G4 too because it's officially Esquire.
Yeah, well,
They canceled all those shows
It
too.
should have died a long time ago.
They canceled
man.
X-Play, they canceled Attack of the Show, they canceled all those
X-Play.
shows.
Yeah, like Star Trek. Did they cancel? They stopped showing Star Trek. They stopped showing Cheaters.
Cheaters.
Or like, what was the police one? Campus PD. Or
Oh,
whatever.
Campus PD. That shit was terrible.
All those shows are
Oh,
terrible. That's
the
pretty
best.
sad.
The best is that some of them they drive around on golf carts and they get to the parties.
Okay,
and
I don't want to
they're
talk
like-
about it. Go ahead, Georgie. What were you saying?
Anyways, I
No,
was
they
just
get to
saying
the
that
parties
X-Play-
and they're like, "You guys have a party here?"
No.
I was just saying that just X-Play. It was cool for when they were, reviewing their stuff.
You know that. You know
But
that.
if I remember, I mean, I was never really mad at them for like reviews up until like they reviewed Darksiders 2, the Darksiders the first one, and Dante's Inferno, and I thought it was like blasphemy. Not to mention I didn't like the 4 out of 5. I'm not a big fan of 4 out of 5. That's like, if you give them before, in my eyes that's 80%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hated their rating system.
So
It was
like
stupid. I hated it.
I never had a
so
problem, I guess, until like I got more into the game industry, and then it's like, oh, yeah, Darksiders, it's really like, it's good and stuff like that, blah blah. We're gonna give it a 3 out of 5.
You know, the
I was
one.
like, what? Or when I cut off from X-Play was Dante's Inferno was all like, it's really good, original design and stuff like that. It's scary but gorgeous at the same time, It's like it's a knockoff of God of War, which is not a bad thing. We're gonna give it a 3 out of 5. I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, I'm done. That was the end of it. That was like, I don't care anymore. And it was. Yeah, by that time it was pretty much. It was all they had was them lame shows, cops, like 8 hours of cops, like you guys saying, 8 hours of cops and cheaters and all that. stuff.
I couldn't stand Blair Herder on that channel, man. Blair Herder was so annoying.
Who the hell was that?
He was one of the guys that came in on the latter bit. He married Jessica Chobot from IGN.
I don't know.
No, I only know about this because I used to watch the Daily Fix, and that bitch always would talk about it. But what was it? Once Adam Sessler left the channel, like officially, even the website.
Did you see his face? He went somewhere. He's like.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jessica Chobot is attractive, and
you thought you could handle all that?
Yeah,
you thought you had a chance at that?
I did, Pedro. Damn. Anyways, once Adam Sessler left G4, that was when I knew the network was dead. Like once, because he was executive.
Was dead before.
No, like that was like the nail in the coffin at that point. Because
you mean the last nail on the coffin?
Yeah, the last nail. Because he was what was holding that network up. Like people went to just watch him for games and stuff. And not only that, but they were deviating so much from what they were originally doing that like I said, once he left, you knew it was done because he was executive editor. He was there from the beginning. And if he left, then there's something not right that he is not approving of what they're doing. So, for me, that was when I kind of stopped watching too. And sure enough, everything got canceled, and it's no longer there.
And now it's time to play everyone's favorite game, Poison Mushroom, with your host, Pedro Constantopoulos.
Mamma mia!
Welcome to Poison Mushroom. People.
Yay!
Will today be the day that they finally win? Probably. Because I'm going to make this a little easier for you guys. Because you guys are lame. Alright. Here's another few memories of Pedro. Video game related memories of Pedro.
Ooh, these are fun.
Yeah. But this week, only one of these is fake.
So we have to figure out the fake one.
Out of 4, only one of these is fake.
Okay.
All right. First one. So, back when I started middle school, Simon's middle school in 6th grade, I got, you know how like they give you your schedule and then they, the schedule you get first isn't necessarily the schedule you're going to get because usually they put some classes wrong or they'll switch it on you like the next day. Well, this is the case, and the second day of school, they're like, oh, you don't have that math class, you're going to have this math class. So they switched me over to this lady named Miss Young. And so I went in there, and this is 6th grade, and when I was younger, all I wanted to be was cool. That's all I wanted to do. It sounds very winsome and very sad.
That's all anyone wants.
But all I wanted to do was be cool. I just wanted to be everyone like, oh, there's Pedro. So I
Everyone
go into
clap.
Yeah, it's slow clap every time. Like I made a bowel movement. so I walk into class, and she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, yesterday we did this. You have to fill this out where it's like your name, what nickname you'd like to be called, and what you're good at, and stuff like that." So she gives it to me, and then I fill it out. Everyone else is doing something else in class, and so I walk over to her. And anyways, it said nickname. And my nickname at home, they call me Tutti. But I'm like, that doesn't sound cool. That wouldn't be cool. So what's cool? So at that time, I had just started playing Final Fantasy. And who was cool? Cloud. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to be... Oh, Cloud, that is such a dope name.
I remember that. Basically the same thing. Like
I'm going to be such a dope name. So I write down in the nickname, Cloud. And so I go and I hand it to her, and I go back to my seat. I'm like, I'm going to be so cool because she's going to call me Cloud. And literally I sit down, and she's like over there looking at it, and she's going through everything, and she goes, Pedro. She goes, and I go, yes. You want to be called Cloud? And I said, yes. And she's like, is that a gang name? And I went, no. She's like, that sounds like a gang name to me. Like, you think gangs are okay?
Oh,
and I said, no. And she's like, do you still want me to call you Cloud? And I went, she got very, like, aggressive. And I was like, no. And then she's like, okay,
then I'm just gonna call you Pedro. And she crossed it out, and then I turn around and everyone who I don't know anyone in this class, everyone's just like. So day one, I'm already embarrassed.
Damn.
That's one. Up next,
Cloud. I remember I was named my kid Cloud when I was like 10.
Up next is when this was 7th grade. So I had Pokemon Yellow and I had just beaten the game, and this is awesome. I love this game. And one of my but at this time I was like it's one of those games that you don't really go back to. So I was like one of my who I thought was friends named Chris Rodriguez. He's like, can I borrow that? And I went, you know what? Yeah, I'll let you borrow it. I would let everyone borrow my stuff. And so I'm like, yeah, here you go. You can borrow it. And so like a week later, like I'm like, can I get my game back? He's like, oh, I lost it. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. And I'm like, what do you mean you lost it? Like, oh, I don't know where it is. And I'm like, well, you have to get it for me. I'm gonna get in trouble. He's like, how are you gonna get in trouble? Like, oh, where I'll look for it. And so like, let's flash forward to like another month, and I remember this still makes me mad. I went to his house, and he said it was his birthday. Oh, it's my birthday. I'm gonna have a pool party. Come on down. And so I go down there and I give him a gift, and he's like, ha, you actually thought it was my birthday? Like I got him a $20 Toys R Us gift certificate.
Dick.
And so he just took it, and I'm all like, so I'm at his house, and I'm all like, oh well, can I have my Pokemon Yellow? And he's like, oh he just like makes up a lie. He's like, oh I didn't want my cousins to steal it, so I buried it in the backyard. And I'm like, what? You buried it in the backyard? He's like, yeah, but I forgot where I buried it, so it's gonna take a while to find it. And I don't know why, but I believed him. And yeah, I never got my Pokemon Yellow back.
Your nickname should have been Gullible Pedro.
Up next, Play and Trade Days. This is Play and Trade Days. There is a customer, little kid named Ignacio Robles, and he was just capital D and douchebag. Little kid. I don't know how I can hate a child, but I hated this kid. I hated him from the moment that I was just talking to Dwayne. I was talking to like, oh yeah, my favorite Pokemon is Scizor, and he comes over and he goes, Scizor? Psh, it's Scizor. Oh my god, how embarrassing. And I'm like, is this dude, like this little kid really telling me this? And he's like, yeah, it's Scizor. Oh my god, how could you work at a game store when you know nothing about video games? And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so this kid would always come in and he'd be like, Travis will probably get a laugh at this. Back when the Vita was announced, he's all like, oh, did you know that the Vita is going to play Blu-rays? He's all like, they just announced it. It's going to play Blu-rays. I'm like, how is it going to play Blu-rays if it's going to be a handheld? And he's like, why would you know anything? You work at Play and Trade. Like you're a loser and you don't know anything. So I was like, I want to throttle this kid. And so that week he came in. And there he comes, and like I would be nothing but nice to this kid. I mean I'm not gonna be horrible to a child. I'll talk crap behind his back, but I won't be horrible direct to him. And so he came in with his mom, and he's like, "Oh, we want to buy a used 360," and I went, "I got just the 360 for you." So I went in the back, and I got a 360 of the Red Rings one that we used to fix all the time.
Oh,
that I had fixed recently, but I knew for a fact that's one of those that you could just fix, and then like maybe like a month and a half later, it'll just red ring on you. And our warranty was 30 days. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sell this kid this Red Ring 360, just so it dies on him, and he comes back after the warranty. And sure enough, a month and some change later, he came back. He's like, my Red Ring 360. And I went, nothing I can do. Nothing I could do. Sorry, the warranty's 30 days. And his mom came in and complained, and she's like, when can I talk to the manager? And I'm like, I'm the manager. Like, there's nothing I could do. I could give you 10% off a game. Sorry, all I could do. And yeah, that is my victory. It's kind of petty, but that's my victory.
That is a petty, man. But that's pretty good.
The next story is, the last one was my nephew Gabriel and I. Back in the day, we used to be very, very big Spy Kids fans. We loved Spy Kids. I know, it's so lame, but
I love Spy Kids.
We loved Spy Kids. We thought they were dope. I was younger, so I thought like the girl Carmen, like, oh, she's hot.
Have you seen her now?
I haven't, but that's what I'm gonna Google when I get home. Thank you.
Oh,
so, anyways,
Alexa
like I was
Vega.
like, she's so cute. Like, you know, I had a crush as a kid, and we used to love him. And so when Spy Kids 2 was announced, they had a website for it. This was back the day the internet was more primitive, and they had a web game on there. And if you got the high score, you would win Spy Kids merchandise.
Wow.
And him and I just played it for hours, and I got top score in the Spy Kids game, and we're like, we got top score. Let's see how much we can hold it for. And I just kept playing and holding that score there. And like 1 week later, I get a big box with a bunch of Spy Kids merchandise, T-shirt, the video game on the Game Boy Advance, a note like that said thank you for being the winner or whatever, and a gift card for Wendy's, like for a free meal. And that was one of like the things that I've won. They won a Spy Kids contest. I was number 1 in the world.
Oh, okay.
Like, well, they sent it to like the top like 20 or something, but but we were number 1. We held the number 1 spot for a while.
That's pretty good.
And it was a really cool game. You were just like, it was kind of like you're just shooting skeletons, like waves and waves of skeletons, and you just didn't die, and you picked up, times 2s and stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, those are your 4 stories, and only one of those isn't true.
What was the second one again? That was not the cloud one, was it? It was.
No, the cloud one was the
second
first
one was Pokemon Yellow. First one's Cloud. Second one's Pokemon Yellow.
It's either between the cloud.
Third one's Red Ring. Fourth one is Spy Kids.
It's either between the cloud. It's either
I want to
between
believe
cloud
the
or...
Spy Kid ones just because that sounds really cool.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's either his name was Cloud and she thought it was a gang member, or the Pokemon Yellow one. Like, cause that just seems so shitty for a kid to be like, "It's my birthday, everyone, come on over," and then here Pedro is with a gift, and he's like, "It's not my birthday, thanks." And then like walks away. I'd be like, "What the fuck? Did this guy just really do this? Like what?"
He did it, dude, and it was
so
petty.
I'm actually gonna go with that one. I'm gonna go with the Pokemon Yellow kid.
Pokemon Yellow.
That kid. That's just like, I don't know. I remember a little story for me when a kid did that to me. He stole my Game Boy game. I forgot what it was.
Punched him in the face.
Oh, it was Donkey Kong. That was right. It was Donkey Kong.
Super Nintendo?
Yeah, no, Game Boy.
Oh, that game's fun.
Donkey Kong Country on the Game Boy. And then my grandpa got it for me for my birthday, and I'm same thing. I let him borrow it, and he never gave it back. And that shit was not gonna fly with me. I told my mom, who then contacted the school, who then contacted his mom.
Really?
Oh yeah, they made him purchase me a whole new game. So he purchased me Donkey Kong, and then he purchased me the Super Star Wars Return of the Jedi on the Game Boy. Both those games. So he got back.
See, that's what I should have done, but I thought at this time that like if I told my mom, that kid would tell everyone that I'm a squealer.
This kid actually, I thought the same thing. I was really scared, but after that happened, that kid was like kind of for shamed. Like everyone's just like, "What a douche."
Shame.
Yeah, exactly. like he was the kid who got in trouble, and like, tons of trouble too. Cause like I knew him because we went to the YMCA after school. That's how I knew That's how I let him borrow it, and that's how we hung out. So never talked to him again after that. His name was.
Has someone, no?
Yeah, sorry. So go on. That was my little tangent story about games.
You got somebody that took one of your games, and never brought it back. I'll holler out to Lanier if you're listening. Borrowed Kingdom Hearts the Chain of Memories on the Game Boy Advance and never gave it back.
HD version of that coming out soon.
I know.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, but right, bro. Where is that game? Nowhere, right?
Charles took my like the first disc of Final Fantasy VII.
I hate that crap. When you like, if one disc is gone, that's it. It's worthless.
Yeah, you can't. Especially disc 1.
Yeah.
Like you can't start a new game. No. Do I have a save on 2? No. Screwed.
Which one do you think, Burnley?
Which one do I think? The Cloud one.
The Cloud one.
Yeah.
Just straight up the
You
Cloud
gang
one?
member? You gang member?
It's pretty rough.
That is pretty rough, but I wouldn't put it past. I've gotten a lot of shitty teachers that like I wouldn't put it past it.
So have I. I had my first grade teacher was similar to that. Not like didn't call me out because she never asked for nicknames, but she would just yell at us for stupid shit. But yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So you got the cloud name, right? You got the Game Boy game, the Pokemon Yellow. You got
Play and
Trade.
Spy Kids.
And then you got the Spy Kid. Like I said, I really want to believe the Spy Kid ones. I hope that one's true because that seems dope. Especially because I'm pretty much right there with you. I had a crush for Carmen too.
check her out now after this podcast.
Damn. I can't see you that gullible, man. If a kid just punk you out like that. I can't see that. So I'm gonna go with that one too. I'm gonna say that the Pokemon Yellow one was false.
Pokemon Yellow?
Yes. I think you would have bit his ear or something.
What am I, Baby Tyson?
Yeah, man.
Get your ear over here. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna take my Pokemon Yellow. I'm the greatest.
Oh my god.
That's pretty funny.
All right. Lay him out for us, bastard.
Lay him out for you?
Mm-hmm.
Spy Kids. I won the Spy Kids contest.
Yes!
I knew it, man.
I
That's
won the Spy Kids
Awesome.
contest.
Congratulations.
Man, that is so dope.
You know what's another thing? I also won the Jackie Chan contest on Kids WB.
Oh my
No
god.
way!
They
That-
sent me
that show was
they
good.
sent me every single action figure of the Jackie Chan
Wow,
series.
I bet you felt really proud to have all those Jackie Chan figures.
Dude. And they sent me, that was also a Wendy's certificate where they give you a free kids meal.
You're like, this is Jackie Chan in street uniform.
Yeah.
This is Jackie Chan in karate uniform.
Yeah,
this is Jackie Chan. This is Jackie Chan.
I don't care, dude. It was awesome because I would always sign up for those Kids WB sweepstakes, and I won one. I won a few. Like,
I was a
minority.
I was a Fox kid back then.
Oh, me too. But I never won any of the Fox ones.
Oh, those
never.
things do this. But yeah.
Okay, next.
Cloud. No, that happened. That happened.
Man.
I'm like blushing thinking like back to it. It was really embarrassing, man. Really embarrassing.
That would have sucked so bad to have a teacher to call you out. I'd be like,
Yeah.
Cloud? You want to call Cloud? That sounds like a
Yeah.
gang member. Like, you just can't sit there. You can't be like, well, it's not. It's actually a video game.
Yeah.
You can't do that. 'Cause you'd be like, what? You wanna-
Actually.
You want to be named after a video game
Yeah,
character?
man.
No, I'm not calling you to a video. I
What a
totally,
bitch.
totally see it.
Someone from the kid from the back. What a bitch.
And in case you're listening, Miss Young, you were a freaking terrible teacher, and I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. You're the reason I'm never gonna be good at math because you just traumatized me and never held my hand anywhere.
Oh.
She just didn't help. She was not helpful. She's a terrible teacher. Anyways,
Travis, I think
so we
this
have
is it,
two
man.
left:
I think this is it, Travis.
Red Ring and Pokemon Yellow.
Hold my hand, Travis. Hold my hand.
Okay. We're right.
Pokemon Yellow is true.
Finally!
No, as in
no,
yeah, as in the Red Ring one's false.
Oh my god!
I would not do that to a kid. I hated that kid, but I
That
would
sounds
not
like
do it to
something
him.
you would have done.
Nope.
I was just hoping
Nope.
so hard that it was true.
Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
You
No.
actually sucker. Did you? So you brought this kid a birthday gift and he just
Yup.
took it from you.
Yep, Chris Rodriguez. You can look him up on Facebook.
You hear
if
that,
wanna
Chris
see what he looks-
Rodriguez? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Man.
If you want to see what he looks like, look him up on Facebook.
Did you
He's-
ever like come back on and be like, dude, what the?
No.
Oh man.
That actually happened, guys. He stole my
Dude,
Pokemon Yellow.
Pedro.
And you know what's weird is that Deagle, you know Deagle.
Yeah, Deagle.
He's Chris Rodriguez's best friend. Yeah, and when I told him this story, he's like, he did the same thing to me, but with rollerblades. And that's his best friend.
Wow.
So he's like, I buried your rollerblades.
No, like he just said, like he lost them. He lost them. Maybe not he buried them, but he said he lost them.
So I'll let
So,
you guys
yeah.
know. You guys do that to me, your balls
Yeah.
are coming off.
So
5-0, guys. Come on.
That's
I'm
a-
starting to feel bad. You even had
That's-
less options this
that's
time.
incredible. That one sounded fake.
So that's gonna do it. I like how you guys were like, we did it. Wait a minute, no! Oh, that was sad. Oh, that's gonna do it this week, guys, for Speak Geek. Thank you.
Oh,
Man, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah, follow us and like us on everything you possibly can think of. That includes Twitter. Our Twitter is @DeadFormatReviews. Follow us.
Format R, isn't it, for Twitter? Dead Format
Oh, yeah, sorry. Dead Format R on Twitter. That's right. Dead Format R, all one word. Now, follow us there. Comment on us. Tell us how we're doing. Just any comments at all. We get a lot of Dwayne comments, and we love it. And then also, like us on Facebook. Same thing. Comment us there. Tell us how we're doing. Questions. We really don't care. We just like hearing from you. And then email us at deadformatreviews@gmail.com. Because same thing, we want emails so we can read them and make fun of them. Or if there's ladies out there, please send us photos.
Carmen. I know you're legal. Baby. Baby, I won your contest. Does that mean nothing? All right, guys.
She's tweet at Alexa Vega.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell her to do it. Well, that's gonna do it this week's for Speak Geek, guys. I'm Pedro. That's Travis. This is Burnley and George. Get out there and speak some geek.
Yummy.